Hi, this is John Perkins.
And I'm Craig Bell. Hey, let's welcome to the studio Nathan Hunter. Welcome, Reverend Nathan. We're going to hear his testimony today on Take 5.
Food for the soul, helping you to thrive. 5 minutes to renew your mind. Take 5.
Welcome, Brother Nathan. We're glad to have you with us on our Take 5 program.
Good to be here. Glad to be able to do this.
Nathan, you pastor the First Separate Baptist Church of Indianapolis.
That's right. I've been the pastor there now going on 3 years.
So, Nathan, you've got quite a testimony of your experience getting saved and your walk with the Lord. Share a little bit of that with the audience today.
Yeah, so I got saved when I was at a young age. It was at one of our youth camps. I was about 8 years old at that time. Sad to say, I unfortunately did backslide and walk away a little bit. I walked away from the Lord at that time, and with just growing up, and even though I still attended church and went every Sunday with my family, dealt with my fair share of problems, dealt with several things. I was, I guess, what you'd refer to as like a gentle giant growing up. I was always rather big in my class and just kind, but picked on quite a bit. And, you know, with my testimony and with what the Lord has done for me, it really goes to toward what I preach about quite a bit, and some of the work that my wife, Caitlin, and myself try to encourage and do and focus on really a lot of the mental health aspect and bringing that into an understanding of the church as well. Because, well, many people don't know this, but growing up, I was picked on. I dealt with some anxiety and mostly severe depression. In dealing with this depression and just felt like I didn't really belong anywhere. I struggled with having any sort of self-confidence in myself, and it even still bothers me today. I still struggle to have this confidence in myself, even though I know the Lord walks with me and helps me in my ministry and helps me to perform the role as a pastor. I still sometimes struggle with this. But the worst point in my life that I got to in dealing with this, I got to a point where I felt like I was unloved, unworthy of anything. Like I just felt like no one cared about me. How could anyone love me, or how could anyone care about me? And it was late night one time, about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and just I ended up driving out to a little middle of nowhere road, bridge that overpassed the interstate, and I stood there on the edge of the bridge, just completely ready to end my life. And the amazing thing with how the Lord works, while I stood there just contemplating and thinking about everything, a car drives up behind me. Didn't know who it was, didn't know anyone that would even be out this late, especially on this road that wasn't traveled. Man just stops, he gets out, and he just sits down beside me and talks to me. He just tells me, you know, I couldn't sleep. I have no idea why I couldn't sleep, and I just felt like I had to go and just take a drive. And here I am. I've came down this road, and I see you're standing here. I don't know what it is you are facing with. I don't know what problems you have in your life, but I must be here for a reason, just to remind you that you do have value, that you do have purpose for your life. You know, that was really the turning point. I was 18 at the time, 17 or 18 at the time, and that really got to me. And when I rededicated my life to the Lord was in that night and in that moment. And it wasn't too long after that, just a couple years, that I felt like the Lord was calling me into the ministry and into the work that I do as a pastor.
That's a really neat story, and that you were ready to jump, and God sent that man right at the right moment. And it's a good reminder to those of you who might be feeling like there's no hope. God's got you on his radar, and God's got a plan for your life. So if you're in that boat where you're feeling like it's time to end it, it's really time to turn to God.
That's right. I mean, God can work in amazing ways. We don't understand sometimes in the moment, but God has a purpose and a plan for each and every one of us.